This is the WP Week podcast, powered by Kinsta and WP Job Openings, where we're diving into the biggest conversations and updates shaping the WordPress ecosystem right now. Kinsta delivers lightning-fast load times, enterprise-grade security, and automatic daily backups powered by Google Cloud's premium tier network, and WP Job Openings is the easiest way to set up a professional career page and start accepting applications in just minutes. Let's start with what's been buzzing across the community and setting the tone for the year ahead. One of the biggest discussions this week is around the proposed WordPress 2026 major release schedule. Jonathan Desrosiers has outlined a plan that spaces 3 major releases across key community moments. WordPress 7.0 is proposed for April 9th, aligning with Contributor Day at WordCamp Asia, followed by WordPress 7.1 on August 19th, landing on the final day of WordCamp US. The year would then wrap up with WordPress 7.2 in early December, timed around the State of the Word event. The idea is to better align releases with major community gatherings, creating clearer milestones and shared momentum across the project. Shifting into updates from WordPress and its closely related technologies, there's progress on the Contributor Dashboard pilot project. Kel Santiago Pilarski shared details about this initiative, which aims to track and visualize contributor activity across WordPress Make teams. A limited pilot launch is planned for the end of February 2026, and contributors are encouraged to get involved by helping build, test, and refine both the dashboard and its plugin, or by reviewing and improving contribution signals that feed into the system. There's also a call for reflection with the WordPress 6.9 release retrospective. Akshay Irani has invited the community to share feedback on the 6.9 release cycle, the processes involved, and the experience of working with the release squad. All perspectives are welcome, whether you are deeply involved or simply observing from the sidelines. Feedback is being collected through a form that's open until January 15th, 2026, and responses will be anonymized before a follow-up summary post is published, helping guide improvements for future releases. On the education front, Pooja Dureshri has put out a call for volunteers to support WordPress education programs, specifically the Campus Connect initiatives. There's a need for help across design and documentation, including website themes, badges, reviewing the education handbook, and community handbook program pages, drafting the WPC Office Hours Guide, and creating a central resources page. Anyone interested can comment on the post or jump into the conversation on Slack in the #CampusConnect channel. Gutenberg continues to evolve with the release of version 22.3. This update introduces a dedicated fonts page to make typography management more intuitive, improves image editing by keeping crop and zoom settings persistent, and adds a responsive grid block designed to handle layouts across different devices. Alongside these highlights, the release also includes several bug fixes and general improvements. WooCommerce has shipped version 10.4.3 as a dot release, bringing a security patch for the store API, fixes for cart-related issues and HPOS synchronization, and automatic Eurocurrency support for Bulgaria. These incremental updates continue to focus on stability, security, and smoother global commerce experiences. Security was also in focus with a critical vulnerability discovered in the Motors theme, which affects more than 20,000 sites. The flaw allowed any logged-in user, including subscribers, to install and activate plugins, effectively enabling a full site takeover. The issue has been patched in version 5.6.82, and users are strongly urged to update immediately to prevent exploitation. Beyond WordPress itself, there was notable news from the wider web. Google has filed a DMCA lawsuit against SerpApi in the U.S. District Court for the Northern District of California. Google alleges that SerpApi developed methods to bypass protections designed to prevent automated scraping of search results and the licensed content they contain, raising broader questions about data access, scraping, and platform protections. Turning to community news, the WordPress Gives a Hand initiative continues to highlight the impact of collective giving. Through this program, participating companies donate a percentage of their sales to charity. So far, the movement has raised close to $60,000 for 19 different charities. In 2025, 9 WordPress companies are taking part, contributing donations during the final week of the year from December 22 to December 28, showing how the ecosystem comes together to give back. In the world of web standards, CSS Grid Lanes have been introduced as a native, standards-based approach to building masonry-style layouts directly in CSS, without relying on JavaScript. Built on top of CSS Grid, this approach allows browsers to automatically place items into flexible lanes, balancing content by height while maintaining accessibility and preserving source order. There's also been discussion around data usage and transparency. CyberWiger raised concerns about WooCommerce sending data without explicit opt-in. He highlighted that WooCommerce makes requests to a WooCommerce endpoint that return promotional rules and include user data, even when no opt-in has been provided. He argues this behavior violates WordPress plugin Guideline 7, which covers undocumented external data usage, and he's also criticized how consistently those guidelines are enforced. In People News, Stephen Wolfram has joined Automatic as a special advisor. Known for creating Mathematica, Wolfram Alpha, and the Wolfram language, he brings decades of experience in computational thinking and scientific research, adding a significant depth of expertise to Automatic's advisory bench. Podcast fans will be happy to hear that Do the Woo is back, returning as a dedicated WooCommerce show. Hosted by James Kemp and Katie Keith, the podcast will focus entirely on WooCommerce, covering product strategy, industry trends, and technical workflows through lively, community-driven conversations with merchants, developers, and agencies. Episodes will be live-streamed monthly, allowing for audience interaction and Q&A, and the relaunch kicks off with Matt Mullenweg discussing the future of WooCommerce. Listeners are encouraged to suggest topics, guests, and questions for future episodes. GoDaddy has launched the ANS Marketplace for trusted AI agents, showcasing ANS-verified agents with cryptographically verifiable identities. The marketplace includes tools such as brand advisors, homepage analyzers, and social media generators, along with a set of around 20 WooCommerce-focused agents aimed at helping businesses adopt AI more confidently. Elementor developers have released version 3.34, continuing work on editor Vive 4 built around atomic design principles. This update introduces features like nested tabs, entrance interactions, and improvements to core systems that aim to deliver more consistent and predictable styling. There's a strong emphasis on layout control, accessibility, and CSS-first workflows alongside performance refinements for both the editor and front-end output. These features remain experimental, as Editor v4 is still in alpha. Advanced Custom Fields has announced ACF Pro 6.8 Beta 1, which introduces support for the WordPress Abilities API. This enables structured, secure, and machine-readable access to ACF field groups, custom post types, and taxonomies, opening up new possibilities for integrations and tooling. Accessibility Checker version 1.3.6.0 has also been released, with Steve Jones highlighting improvements such as more accurate pass-test percentages, better detection of invalid alt text, smarter link validation for menu items, and more reliable scan settings overall. On the AI experimentation front, James LePage has invited community feedback on new ideas and pull requests for the AI WordPress plugin. These experiments explore adding more AI providers, request logging, type-ahead functionality, MCP support, and AI-assisted comment moderation, with an open invitation for contributors to help shape what's next. WP Engine has published its 2025 Website Traffic Trends report, revealing that the web is increasingly dominated by AI-driven and automated bot traffic, with 76% classified as unverified. The report highlights how intelligent traffic management is becoming essential to control costs, improve performance, and deliver stable user experiences. It also notes that sites using HTTPS, proactive security measures, and CDNs tend to load faster and handle automation-heavy traffic more effectively, while mobile performance and high-growth regions like Asia and Latin America still lag behind. There was also a major migration effort worth celebrating. When TypePad announced its shutdown, WordPress.com stepped in to help migrate 3,684 blogs before the 30-day deadline. Many of these sites contained thousands of posts, images, and comments spanning years. The team handled complex exports and ensured creators' work was preserved, giving those bloggers a stable new home and a fresh start on WordPress.com. For marketers, a new guide on how AI helps capture and convert more leads has been making the rounds. It explains how I can track and optimize campaigns end-to-end, identify top-performing channels, reduce wasted spend, uncover content opportunities, and accelerate lead-to-customer conversions using real-time data, all aimed at making smarter, revenue-focused decisions. Jamie Marsland also highlighted an experimental update where Telex can now see image references. In a demo, he uploaded an image reference and Telex instantly built a Pinterest-style masonry grid, automatically setting columns and gaps, hinting at interesting possibilities for visual workflows powered by AI. Wrapping up with new projects, Courtney Robertson shared a new app born out of a simple need to test how link previews appear across as many social platforms as possible. She's invited feedback on the overall vibe-coded experience, including pros and cons. That project is OG Preview Lab, which shows how link previews will look across different social networks, complete with quality scoring and smart validation. Valentin Grenier has released a plugin called Simple Block Animations, which adds scroll-triggered animations to Gutenberg blocks without requiring any code. Matt Cromwell has also launched the Simplest of Pop-ups, a plugin that displays modal pop-ups using content from WordPress synced patterns with no build process required. Together, these projects continue the trend of making powerful features more accessible to everyday WordPress users. That wraps up this week's roundup, packed with releases, milestones, new tools, and plenty of movement across the ecosystem. Thanks for listening to the WP Week podcast, sponsored by Kinsta and WP Job Openings. We'll catch you next week with more stories from the world of WordPress.